Morning, everyone. Today is Saturday, February 3rd, and today we will cover the trades for TSLY and CONY, the YieldMax high-income ETFs that are crazy as of late. So, how did we do? Well, looks like we got out of it. They did it right. 187.91 was the close. Their strike for TSLY was 187.50. They almost closed on the money, right? We moved back after hours, moving a little bit, even under. But in summary, we closed at 187.91. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, guys. You can't make it up. Granted, the court ruling saved us this week, but regardless, maybe they knew, right? Maybe they knew there was a court ruling and they just hoped that, it would be in a negative way. I have no idea. Or, regardless of the court ruling decision, maybe they thought the market would react negatively towards it. Either way, we pay these people 0.99% of our money. And we always say that's a high expense. Is it worth it? I could do better myself. Well, after this past week, that just reminds me I can't do better myself. It was like a perfect. Yes, I don't agree. I still don't agree that they go that close, but I'm happy to be a part of the aggressive, the aggressive mentality as long as they get it right. But either way, again, I'm not saying that I thought it was a good decision doing that strike price, but they know what they're doing and they got it right. So I'm happy, bravo to them. If I had a hand, I'd clap, but I'm holding my phone in one hand. So you can just get it. You get click, snap fingers. There's my clap. All right. Good job. TSLY fund managers. You made it out. All right. You made it out safely. We made a profit on those contracts. Good job. Now let's move on. But first, thank you for all who reached out and said, good luck, ROD's son. I know I just do that at the end of each video to, let me know if you guys did watch the video. But I got a lot of comments about it, and it's very, it's greatly appreciated. The surgery went well. He's home now. Right now, unfortunately, he's not taking the medicine, so he's in pain. But I guess he'd rather be in pain than take the medicine. But he's a stubborn 8-year-old that I created somehow. But regardless, thank you for the support. All right, let's get to it. TSLY, here's the trades. Intraday trades, 3 at the top. When there's 3, buy synthetic, right? Create a synthetic position and then sell a call. Okay, easy. Then you got 2 BCs, buy to close. They closed out the 187.50. Holla freaking Luya. Look at that price, man. 8 cents, 6 cents. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. All I'm going to say is, maybe it's because Kamara and I did the push-ups, right? We did 187.5 push-ups this week in honor of the 187.50. And maybe it worked in our favor. I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, it feels good. I'm actually pretty sore. I should just do that more often. But either way, let's look at down below. 2 down below. They sold calls into next week. With you see the execution price, which is we'll get into in a second. Let me get to my spreadsheet. See what damage is done. Okay. Here is TSLY. Here's the synthetic. The 220 synthetic. This expires 3/15. Okay. Tesla price is 187. We want Tesla price to go above 220 by 3/15. Okay. We're not there. It's okay. So right now, as of today, it's bringing us down 93.2 million. But like I said, it's already in the net asset value. All good. Let's move on to the other synthetic. This one is the one they add to because it's, it's closer to the money for the current price. So they added 630 contracts. Again, a buy, call, sell, put. Buy, call cost $11.21 per share. Sell, put $9.01 per share. In the end, small debit, but, it's fine. Either way, we're at a net credit for this one because we're above the strike of the synthetic, the 187.91, and that net credit again is baked into the NAV. Again, the reason for this, these synthetics. Sorry, I'm gonna be drinking a lot of water. Throat's killing me too for some reason. Maybe it's in my head. The reason for the synthetics is they want to mimic the underlying. They want to, follow the movement of the underlying, okay? At the same time, they want to sell calls on the underlying, right? That's why they sell the same amount of calls, of the contracts they have on for the synthetic. So, again, the synthetic is not, we can't look at them like the weekly calls. We have to look at the synthetic like just there, right? Obviously, we want to make money on the synthetic because you saw what happened with Cony, right? They made a massive, massive profits on the synthetic, and that created massive payouts for us. So, of course, we want that. But in the end, we just want it to be, we just don't want to lose money on the synthetic. And if we do, so be it. Let's just make it up the next month, okay? Anyway, so that is the synthetic 185. Let's go to the January tab. This is where all the action happens. Okay, so what do we got going on, man? We got a lot going on. Whew. I was busy last night. Well, in more than one way. Tesla price closed down 0.5%. Again, it closed at 187.91. Like, unbelievable. And TSLY closed up 0.11%. So it's above $9, okay? So now let's go to the 187s. Scroll out here. All right, so what did they do? They closed out the 187s, not in the same contracts as they had open. So I had to split one of the contracts because they made 8 cents on a certain number of contracts and they made 6 cents on a certain number of contracts. And of course, it wasn't the same number that they opened. So they had to make my life complicated, and I had to split 2 lines in the spreadsheet. But anyway, all you care about is the profits. So if we look here, there's the profit for each line. Every single line is green, okay? 6.2 million, boom. 157,000, 116,000, 39,000, 5.1 million. So yeah, we made 11.3 million, 11.5 million, whatever it is. We made money. Okay? That was money. Yeah, we sweated out for sure, but they got it right. Again, bravo to them. But anyway, let's look at what are they doing this week? What are they going to put us through this week? Well, more of the same. Hate to say it, guys, more of the same. So yesterday was February 2nd. So if we look at rows 37, 38, 39, okay, 3 contracts, 20,225 contracts. They chose a 190 strike, okay? 1.11% out of the money. You heard it right, 1.11% out of the money. Okay, what about this one? 20,220 contracts, 192.50. Okay, 2.44% out of the money. So we're not even hitting 3%. And then the 630 contracts, which is from the synthetic, 1.11% out of the money because they chose 190. Look at the credit we got. Massive credit, right? 7 million, over 7 million bucks. But first, I was like, there is no way they sold a call 1% out of the money. So I had to do some research, and I did. Let me show you what I did. So I decided to look when did they sell this call? What time did they sell this call? So I took the 190 where they made 208 on the 190. Okay, so I knew that wasn't right. So they must have did that earlier in the day when the stock was down. So if I go here and I go across, I got this here. So if you see 208 they made here. This is a 190 strike. If you look, Tesla 190. I know this is hard. I don't want to get into this, too complicated. But long story short, it shows it was done at 1 o'clock, okay? 1 o'clock. They made 208. So, what was the price at 1 o'clock? Well, I got that. I did all that work. Here it is. The price at 1 o'clock was 184.40. They chose a 190 strike at 1 o'clock. At the time, it was 3.04% out of the money. Okay. That's what they normally do. That made sense. Okay. I'm not going to do this every week, guys, just so you guys know. But I'm just doing this now because it sometimes it makes the picture, makes it a little more sense. But yeah, if you have Thinkorswim, you guys can do this, which, you could talk about, we could talk about it in my Discord. If you guys are in my Discord, we could talk about it there, but because it's a lot of steps. But anyway, here's the summary. That's what they did. It was 3% out of the money at the time. And then Tesla stock went back up. So now it looks like even worse. It's 1.11% out of the money. So to give them some justice, again, I knew there was no way they wouldn't do that. And they did it. And then obviously, this is the reason why. Okay. So I still decided, okay, at that same time, what does a 192.50 strike, pay? Income per share I know it's under call debit, but just ignore that. So 5 cents per share they got at the time, it looks like, right? 5 cents. Yeah, 5 cents a share because they got 208. But the 192.50 would have been $1.40, which is 3 cents a share. 195 would have been 97 cents, which is 2 cents a share. And then 197.50, 66 cents, which is also 2 cents a share, rounded up. So did they make the right move? That is the question. Did they make the right move? So you see the gap. This is a pretty big gap, right? 4.2 million versus 2.8 million, right down below. I know they have some 192.50s up above, if you see. So they have 190s and 192.50s. So that's the reason why we are so close to the money. Now, I have an issue with how they did this. So here's my issue. I'm happy they bought the close early. Very, very smart decision. Because they did it when it was down and they paid almost the minimum that they had to pay, 8 cents and 6 cents. Great job on that. However, what's the rush in starting the new position on the calls? Because we don't know. The Tesla price could recover. Just take a sip. Before the close. And if it does, why not wait it out and then sell a call at that point? But they sold a call at 1 p.m. They still had 3 hours. So that is my issue. Were they not working? Were they taking a half day? Or did they think it was just going to continue to go down? Lots of questions, now that we're digging even deeper. This is crazy, man. But here we are. They did it at 1 p.m. and now this is where we stand. So we are in for it next week. Here we go. And next week is declaration date week. All right, let's look at cash and treasuries. Cash and treasuries, big jump, 11.4 million increase. Well, they made what? About 7 million alone on the weekly calls. And then I think they had more outstanding shares. So here's the summary. Outstanding shares, 86,650,000. We're going to hit that 100 million mark soon. Total income for the weekly calls, 46,638. Okay. Total distribution, 54 cents for just the weekly calls. Total daily income, 3 cents a day. Total daily yield, 0.33%. Okay, going into next week, what are we looking like? Well, you saw the numbers, but you get the gist. 20,000 contracts, 20,855 contracts, 190 strike, 1.11% of the money. Yeah. All I'm going to say is yikes. 20,820 contracts, 192.50, 2.44% of the money. Yikes. Okay, so 187.91. Oh, wait. So I didn't show you the break even. New column, sorry. All right, so in summary, next week we want Tesla to kind of stay in the 193, 194 range. And that's going to be tough, to hold it down. But we'll see. 30-day IV, 40%. 30-day chart, obviously working, which is good. Now, capital gains, total capital appreciation, which, some people like, some people just don't care. I'm showing we can gain 16 cents. But again, they didn't leave us much room, so that's why there's not much gain to be had there. Here's my reaction, not even a face. And the reason there's a clock is it's just a matter of time till these aggressive, I know they did 3%, but that's still aggressive. So my point is, it is a matter of time before we get burnt. Like Tesla's going to go up massively. We're going to lose out on the calls and lose out on the appreciation, right? So it's just a matter of time. I mean, until then, we can enjoy the maximum income that they are bringing. And of course, they have more tools. So maybe next week it's more of the same, more of a flatlined movement of Tesla or even down. So if you play TSLY, you have to be okay with this strategy. That is for sure. So it is interesting. I mean, just even covering it. Obviously, I own it too, but covering it is just like, woo, it keeps me busy, man. Okay, here we are. Synthetic income, January. This is a loss of 150 million. Again, they're not going to pay based on that, because if they did, we'd get nothing. Short call income, 46.6 million. That's what they'll pay off of. Again, this is my guess. So short call income per share, column G, I'm showing they'll pay about 54 cents for the month. Last month, they paid 55 cents. So I'm going to do a video either today or tomorrow on my final estimates. But, in short, TSLY is going to pay, in my opinion, between 50 and 54 cents. I didn't really decide on a final number, but either way, let's just say it's 54 cents. What am I going to yield? At 13.33 average, that's a 50% yield. So, show me the money, baby, right? So that's pretty good. So yeah, I think we're looking at above 50. I don't think we have to be in the 40 range yet. So maybe we can stay above 50 consistently. That'll be pretty good. But again, yeah, that'll be my estimate. I'll do a video on all of them. Like I said later, it's just going to be, it's tough to get videos out lately, but I'll try. Holdings, here we go. I'm not going to get into it. Too much detail, but you know the gist. We have 780 million in net asset value, which is made up of everything you see up above. Okay, you have cash and treasuries. Treasuries are in rows 5 and 6. Cash is in row 11. That's that brings up our value. Our calls, our weekly calls, are negative because we have to pay money to close them at some point. But if Tesla stays flat or goes down, that money, that cost, will also go down. Okay, and then we have the buy calls down below. You see, in 13 million, 6 million, which is right here. So those we're gonna we can make profit. That's how much we can make. However, the sell puts we have to close too on the top. Look at that one, 99 million. Bam, boof, 220. It's a big one, man. 220, 315. Come on, let's break 220. In one aspect, we have to break 220, and at the other, we have to stay below a certain price every week because our calls are so short. But it's an interesting game, that is for sure. This is why we pay them, because I myself, if this was all just my money playing around, forget it. I would play way too safe, and I wouldn't make enough premium. But yeah, that's it. So that is TSLY. So let me know what you guys think of this week's strikes. Yeah, nuts. Crazy. They are crazy. All right, CONY. Let me see if I can get to the other. I don't want to screw this up. Okay. All right, here's CONY. Let me take another sip of water. Weekend video, long video. Here we go. All right, what do you think? 3 at the top, the 2 for the synthetic, 1 for the weekly call. Makes sense. BCs, it's Friday, so they're buying, buy to close. Look what they're paying. When you see numbers like that, you know we won 50 cents, 16 cents. Bam. All right, they're using all those contracts too, and they're selling. You see the strike 135. Okay, it's a little higher than what it was. Is it enough? Well, let's look. We'll be the judge, whether right or wrong. We judge them a lot. We're wrong a lot. Sometimes they're wrong, but when they're wrong, it's very painful. All right, here's their 130 synthetic. This one expires very soon. About 2 weeks, a little less maybe. And it's almost worth nothing. It's 635,000 to close. So again, our strike is 130. Coin price is 129. But let's see that the recent one. I don't think they added. Yeah, they didn't add to this one. So they're kind of just letting this one go by the wayside, and they're adding to the other 130 again. Why they have another 130, I have no idea, but they do, and it expires 3/15. So they added the synthetics from that you saw in the trades, 400 of them. They did a buy call sell put, buy call 1161, sell put credit 1381. So yeah, essentially almost a wash. But when all said and done, right now this position is worth a small credit. But again, it doesn't matter. It's not March 15th yet. So, but yes, we do want coin to go up slightly and stay above the strike of the synthetic, because it's nice to make money on the synthetics, not only the weekly calls. If we could do both, this is a perfect world, right? These funds can't be touched. If both are happening week in and week out, nobody can touch these funds. Now, that's what I want. Again, TSLY, I know the month's not over. The month is pretty much over. They had a perfect month. Perfect month. Cony, same thing. Perfect month, right? But let's get into it. What are we at here? How do we do? How did we do yesterday? Coin went up 0.21%. Cony went up 0.92%. When you sell calls weekly and the underlying goes up by that little, that is exactly what you want to see. I don't even know, we'll get into the numbers, but this is exactly what we want to happen. You know how hard it is for something with a 70% volatility to not move? That's how crazy this is. All right, so what happened? They did a BC. What did they BC on? Well, yesterday they BC'd. We got 8 cents and 50 cents. I didn't gray out the old ones. They BC'd what? What strikes? They BC'd the 130 and the 131. Okay? So the 130, they BC'd 50 cents, and the 131, they BC'd 16 cents. Right? Yeah, 50 cents, 16 cents. I thought I saw a different number. Okay, so 50 cents and 16 cents going across. Look at rows again, 31 and 33. Profit 84,000, profit 2.3. Obviously, you see the other two, profit. So again, like TSLY, perfect. You can't make it up, man. Perfect month. Unbelievable. Great job. Again, great job, Cony, fund manager. But we'll talk about what you did this week. All right, so yesterday was the second, so let's just pull up that data. They did 400 contracts with a 133 strike. That was 2.93% out of the money. Okay, you got some balls there. And then we got 11,160 contracts. This is a 135 strike, 4.47% of the money. All right, slow it down there, brother. Don't be too aggressive with our money. All right, so what are we looking? Cash and treasuries, we got 4.8 million upwards. So obviously we made a lot on the sell call, and then it looks like we had more outstanding shares. So here is the summary for Cony. 14,325,000 outstanding shares. Total income, 22.8 million. Total distribution, 160. Total daily income, 8 cents. Daily yield, 0.38%. What a dominant month. And this month is pretty much over. Deck date is Tuesday. So we're going to run the numbers. We're going to do an estimate today or tomorrow. Cony, TSLY, the whole gang. Just throw up some numbers, throw up a guesstimate, and then I'll be wrong completely. All good. Anyway, let's get moving. So what do we got going into this week? We got 400 contracts, 133 strike. This is the lowest one, 2.93% out of the money. 10,310 contracts, 134 strike, 3.7% out of the money. Okay, we got 11,160 contracts. That's 4.47% out of the money. And then we got two little contracts, 650, 136 strike, 5% out of the money. And then 485 contracts, 143 strike, 10% out of the money. Okay, so we didn't talk about the break even. Where do we want Cony to close? Well, you go with the majority contract. So Rose 39 and Rose 41, both are in the 137 range. So we don't want coin to go above that. In fact, we want it to stay below that. But that's the number to keep in mind for next week. Again, break even is a new field, which I probably should have added a long time ago, let's be real. But again, it's just when I add a new field, it adds more time to the video, and you know that goes. 30-day IV, 75%. Awesome. All right, Cony price, $20.75. Again, staying above 20, of course, until X date. Because look at this week, we can only gain 88 cents. That's kind of weak sauce here. But yeah, that's what happens when they sell. You know, I didn't track when they sold these calls. I'm not doing that again. That part's a lot of work. And if you guys are that interested, you know, I could show you how. But there's no way I could do that every week. Unless it's like so bad, you know, on TSLY or Cony. And then, you know, if I have the time, I could do it. But it's not, don't expect it every week. All right, here we go. My reaction. Yes, I'm just rolling my eyes because it's like, okay, they're joining the greed train with the TSLY fund manager. They're just trying to get every little penny they can get out of this. And I hope they're right. Again, I assume there's like a fund manager or two, you know, assigned to a fund. They're doing the research. They're checking the events coming up for the week. They're doing all that, right? We don't do that. If we sold calls on this, you think? I mean, I wouldn't. I don't have time for that. So that's their job, you know? This is not my job. That's their job. My job is investing in them, you know, and watch them. So anyway, so how did we end up for the month? Let's see. Well, synthetic income, again, they base it on that. We're not getting nothing. Base it on short call income. We got 22.8 million income. Amazing. All right. So if we have to share that with 14.3 million people, we're looking at about $1.60 per share. Again, I was kind of quoting throughout the month, $1.50. Ended up being pretty right. Last month, they paid $2.69. So obviously, you know, big decrease. But $1.60, very, very respectable. I'll throw out my exact estimate again, which is going to be anywhere from $1.50 to $1.60. They may want to pay out the total, you know, the total for the that they made. Again, that this is what I'm showing, at least, that they made. Again, if this is if you trust my numbers. So, and also a lot can happen. More outstanding shares can jump in before X date. So also keep that in mind. Although, you know, even if a lot of people jump in, that number doesn't really move much. Let's be realistic here. But so the range is, I'm thinking $1.55 to the full $1.60 is going to be the number. $1.60, of course, looks better. So if they pay $1.60, what am I yielding, if you care? I am yielding 84%. Look at that. That would be awesome. Of course, they're not going to pay $2.69, but it's all good, brother. All right. What do we got here? Outstanding holdings. Just too many to go through. But here's the summary. Net asset value, $297 million. Bam. Big number. $20.74 NAV. And trade price, $20.75. So it's close. It's close. So again, this is just a formula that I had set up. I'm not actually adding all this. So yeah, that's where we stand for CONY. So that is TSLY and CONY. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So I hope you had fun. I hope you're entertained. Yeah, both, we need coin and we need Tesla to kind of stay flat or slight increase next week. We're okay with that. We can't have any big jumps or we're going to lose out on that party. But yeah, it's going to be another interesting week. If you enjoy my content, if you enjoy these videos every single day, all I ask is you click that like button, all right? I believe it helps the channel. And no, I'm not going to do a membership ever or what do they call it? Patreon and I know like people could do that, right? They can make people pay, which is so ridiculous in my opinion. The point of my channel is to show my journey on retiring on dividends. Obviously, I do daily content now on these funds, but this is part of my journey to retire on dividends is buying these funds. So at the same time, part of my channel is now educational to educate people on these funds. And if you're trying to help other people retire on dividends, why would you charge a fee for them to watch a video? How that puts a dent, where they could use that money and invest it into whatever. Like, why would I take that from them? If YouTube can pay me a portion of the ads, then that alone is worth it. So that's, again, if you guys hit the like, then that's you doing your part in helping this channel. So I do appreciate it. So yeah, I plan if this channel grows and keeps growing, great. If it doesn't, if I stay at this number, so be it. All good. I'm just going to do what I do. And I have a lot of different stuff in store. Unfortunately, there's a lot of like pending things I got to work on. One of which I'm very excited about, honestly. I'm preparing for my retire on dividends account. I have my retire now account, which is what you guys see every month. But now I'm preparing on my retire on dividends account where I'm preparing to actually, what do I actually plan on doing when I truly retire? Which I am like at least 10 years away from. If not, who knows? Could be more. Especially what they charge for removing tonsils, but you get the gist. So a lot of good stuff coming down the road. I hope you guys enjoy it. So yeah, I'll do it again. So if you made it this far in the video, then let's do a comment. Let's say take your medicine. All right, so if you made it this far in the video, if you want to prove it, you can just write take your medicine, and you know who that's towards, ROD's son, of course. So anyway, guys, again, thank you for all the love and support from yesterday's comments. I do appreciate it, and I obviously appreciate you watching my content because I know it's just boring Excel spreadsheets on a phone. Nothing, no effects, nothing jumping out at you. Oh, I don't even know how to do that, honestly, and I'm not going to do it. This is it. Maybe I'll have a laptop one day where I can make a video on the laptop, but for now it's phone. Anyway, I'm out of here. I got to go back upstairs, join the chaos, but let me upload this first. If you enjoyed, just click like. If you have any questions, leave in the comments. All right. Have a great weekend and estimates to follow soon. Take care. Later.